This is the true story. I mean, it is the only true story, really, that we have. And it is the story that tells us who we are and how we were made and why we're here and what we're doing, and not just who we are, but what this world is like. And if you ever wonder why it doesn't work, it explains that too. So I love story and the story of Scripture, because it tells stories of people like me. You know, I identify with Abraham, who is, I always think this is funny, and this is probably going to take longer. Vicki gave me 30 to 45 minutes, which was a mistake, probably, because I almost always go, I'm very timely, so if you say 45, I'll end by 45, but I was shooting for 30, I can already tell it's going to be 37. Abraham, I was talking about Abraham. Abraham, for example, I identify with because, you know, here he is proclaimed in the Hall of Faith in Hebrews 11. You know, this great man of faith. And so I think, wow, that's really cool. But that's not why I identify with Abraham. I identify with Abraham because he's the moron who not once, but twice lied about his wife and tried to pass her off as his sister. It's like, gosh, if you did something like that the first time, wouldn't you get it? You know, and not do that again. At least not that sin. You wouldn't do that same one. But the Bible tells stories about people who have habits of sinning. And if that's all it told, that would be pretty depressing. But it tells stories about people who have been redeemed. So that's what I love. So somehow Abraham ends up in that Hall of Faith, not because he's such a great guy in and of himself, but because through all of it, he did believe in God. He did trust God. And because faith comes from God and what God does in us, it's not up to us.